from Griffin Park on the campus of Dutchtown High School. It's time for high school baseball on the REV Game of the Week. My name is Jeff Porsche, and along with Mike Moeller, we welcome you to 5A District Baseball between the Santa Maria Gators and the Dutchtown Griffins. When we return, we'll talk about today's matchup and more right here on the REV Game of the Week.
It all began in 1935, a new era in telecommunications, right here in southeast Louisiana, born from the ambitions of several local families, with a clear vision and outlook focused on the future, connecting people across 10 parishes, one household at a time, powering an internet superhighway from the bayou to the river, built to deliver the speed and reliability every customer needs. We are REV, 90 years of building connections.
When I tore my ACL, I didn't think I'd ever be able to play soccer again. My doctor told me how important physical therapy would be, so I chose Peak. I'm glad I did. Now I'm stronger, faster, better than ever. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Chris's Specialty Foods has you covered for tailgating this season. We do all the prep work so you can spend time enjoying your family and friends. Steaks, burgers, sausage, chicken, wild game, and many other great pork options. Our central location is now open on Wax Road behind the Walmart. And the new Highland location serves hot lunches and has a meeting space for your work team. New Orleans and Millerville are rocking as well. It's fast, affordable, and delicious. It's Chris's Specialty Foods.
Everybody loves Chris's.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Here we are, Cypress Roofing, a woman-owned roofing company specializing in insurance claims.
With the hurricane season right around the corner,
give us a call.
Get to know SEC Heating and Cooling this year. Locally owned and operated by Stephen Conyer since 2013, SEC Heating and Cooling works with residential and commercial customers in Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Livingston, and surrounding parishes. SEC specializes in preventive maintenance, repair, and complete changeout and installation of energy-efficient central air systems. From professional sales and expert installation of central AC systems to repairs and ductless AC systems, we can handle all your needs. For total peace of mind, call SEC today.
No one teaches you what to do immediately after an accident. Once everyone is safe, your first call should be to an attorney, not the insurance company.
Don't let the insurance company take advantage of you at your time of need. Call the Title Law Firm. We'll walk you through what you need to do in real time.
But you can take advantage of the Title Law Firm's 30 years of experience.
Before you call your insurance, make a free, no-obligation call to the Title Law Firm.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Title.
B.T. Chapman and A.J. Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Dutchtown High School's athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Griffins!
Welcome back to the REV Game of the Week, Griffin Park, Dutchtown High School. It's Santa Maria at Dutchtown. Jeff Porsche and Mike Moeller with you. You see the records right there. Santa Maria's 13-8, and Dutchtown 15-8. One thing you'll notice right there is Dutchtown is 2-0 in district. Santa Maria, this is their district opener, and the reason for that is you got 7 teams in 5A, and you play a home and home, so that you play the same team back-to-back, and then you get the next series. And so one team had to sit out for the first one. That was Santa Maria. So they open up now, as you see, the district records.
Yeah, if we look at it here, you got Denham Springs at top, the best overall record at 18-4, but you do have 3 teams tied for the district lead early between Denham, Live Oak, and Dutchtown, all at 2-0. Again, you mentioned Sanoma. This is going to be Sanoma's first district game, so they are obviously 0-0. And Walker Prairieville and East Ascension have yet to pick up a district win.
And you have Live Oak, who is second on there because they have 3 fewer victories than Denham Springs, but they're number 1 in the state. Denham is 7, so you got 2 teams in the top 10, and then you got some other teams that are all around the playoff area. And when you look at the records, Dutchtown's won their 2 games. They won back-to-back against Prairieville. Denham 2-0. They defeated East Ascension, and Live Oak won 2 against Walker. And so that's why everything stands the way it does. And we are moments away from the introduction of the starting lineups, the national anthem, and the first pitch. Coach Shake is down there at home plate talking to the umpires. And so we'll talk about the 2 coaches in a minute. His counterpart on the Sanoma side, they're still talking to the team out behind first base. They're coached by Brandon Bravata. And I guess this will give us a moment to talk about how Dutchtown has done so far in district. As you see the Sanoma team right there, they're going through their prayer, and then they'll get themselves ready. We said Sanoma, they played a game last night, and they got a victory against Central Private. But last night, Dutchtown had to play a district game, and I know Coach Shake's not happy about that because you don't want to play a district game the night before you get into the big Sanoma series. But kind of what happened was you had the 2-game series against Prairieville. You saw the first game Thursday night on REV Sports, and then the game on Saturday had to be postponed because that was when the rain came through and the bad weather. But they couldn't play it Saturday night because Dutchtown had prom. So they had to move it to a date that they could all agree on, and it wound up being Monday night. And then they played 11 innings last night. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. As you see, Coach Brandon Bravata coming in on the Sanoma side to talk things over with Coach Shake.
Yeah, that's a good look at Coach Bravata right there. Brandon comes in. This is his 6th year at Sanoma. You see the overall record there of 137 wins and 53 losses. He's 29-11 in district and 10-7 in the playoffs. Overall, he's been coaching. I know he came from Berwick, so this is included as well. 11 years total, 242 wins, 117 losses, and 1 tie. And that includes a state championship over there at Berwick and a state runner-up here at Sanoma from 3 years ago.
3 years ago, they lost in the state championship game to West Monroe. Dutchtown made it to Sulphur that season as well. They were also eliminated by West Monroe in the semifinals. So he's got a great resume, and Sanoma, they made it to the quarterfinals last season, and we'll see what they can do this year. As you see him talking over with Coach Shake, and Coach Shake's pointing out toward the left field line, and that's the Dutchtown coach right there, Chris Shakesnyder, and you can tell us a little bit more about him as well.
Yeah, again, we've seen Coach Shakesnyder here for a long time. Only the second coach to coach here at Dutchtown following Mike Toops. He's in his 18th year. He's got a record of 415 wins, 204 losses, and 2 ties overall. District record of 143 wins, 49 losses in district play, as well as a 28-23 playoff record.
So we're going to get to the national anthem right now, and then we'll get to the first pitch.
Without their sacrifices, we couldn't enjoy the freedoms we have today. So, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ella Bowling, a 7th grader at Prairieville Middle School, will sing our national anthem.
For the
So the national anthem performed by Ella Bowling, and great job by her. And the two teams will head to the dugouts, except for the Dutchtown defensive starters who are set up. And Santa Ma, the visitors, will bat first, and Mike will give you their batting order.
Offensively for the Gators today, leading off the second baseman Carter Tomplay. Batting second is Landon Blanchard. He plays shortstop. Hitting third, the third baseman Parker Guidry. And batting cleanup is the center fielder Easton Humphrey. Batting fifth, first baseman Jace Moody. Batting sixth, the right fielder Connor Darr. The DH Cooper Babin bats seventh. Left fielder Andon Miet bats eighth. And batting ninth, the catcher Braxton Tomplay.
And so that batting order will face on the mound for Dutchtown Kaysen Johnson. Kaysen Johnson will be pitching today. He is 1-0 on the season. He has a 1.75 ERA. He's making his fifth start of the season. He's pitched 20 innings. He's given up 5 earned runs. He's walked 5, but he's struck out 21. And so that's their starter here tonight. And he's going to face 1, 2, and 3 Cooper Tomplay, Landon Blanchard, and Park. And he's got a shot to first base, and it's taken by Henson for the first out, 3 unassisted. And so with 1 out, we'll look at the defensive starters for Dutchtown.
Defensively today for Dutchtown, in the outfield from left to right, Dawson LeBlanc, Caleb Wall, and Oakley Rutson. On the infield at third base, Kobe Mitchell. The shortstop is Casey McCoy. At second base, Eli Freeman. And playing first base, Braden Henson. The battery today for the Griffins, doing the catching, Cooper Pickett. And on the bump, Kaysen Johnson.
And so far, Kaysen Johnson all over the strike zone. First pitch strike to Landon Blanchard, and second pitch in the dirt. 1-1. We have 1 out just underway. 1-1 pitch. And there's a drive toward the gap. And on his horse, can't get to it, and it's going to get past the right fielder. It's going to be extra bases, and they're trying for 3, and he's going to get there safely. And Landon Blanchard with a triple to the gap in right center. And Santa Ma's got a runner in scoring position with 1 out.
Jumped all over that fastball, kind of got it up in the zone. Blanchard didn't try to do too much, actually. I mean, it's actually sometimes you see people just kind of yank that ball, maybe even pull it foul. Kept the head on it, hit it right in the gap for his second triple of the season.
So a runner in scoring position for the Gators as Guidry comes to the plate. And there's a breaking pitch up high for a ball. Now, Dutchtown, you're used to seeing them wear the purple. Tonight they're wearing black, so that might confuse some people who oftentimes see Santa Ma wearing black.
Yeah,
Dutchtown's wearing the black today. And Santa Ma in the road gray. So second pitch is a ball outside. So Guidry ahead 2-0 with a runner on third. 1 out. And there's a strike.
Good pitch right there. You see you see Santa Ma, the first 2 Gator hitters, kind of attacking that ball early in the count.
Yep.
Looking at Johnson's numbers here, you did say, I mean, he's got 21 punch-outs and 5 walks against 21 innings, so he is a strike thrower, so that might kind of been their little M.O. coming in. Look, we know he's going to be throwing strikes, so when you get one early,
yeah,
jump on it.
And he needs a strikeout right here. The infield's playing at regular depth, conceding the run, so contact could potentially score a run right here. A strikeout would be big for the Griffins. And there's a bouncer to short, and they try to tag the runner at third, and they get a double play. It looks like, let's see, they're headed towards the dugout.
Well, the umpire said it's fair.
And now the umpire at second base is saying that the runner at third is safe.
Yeah, he must have missed the tag.
Yes.
That's the only thing that could have happened. I thought maybe he called it a foul ball, but the home plate umpire is saying it's fair.
Right.
I think he might have missed the tag. But, I mean, good play by Kobe Mitchell right there.
Right.
I mean, that's what you do. I mean, obviously you want to, if you hit anywhere else to the infield, you're checking the runner at third to keep him there. I mean, perfect world, yeah, you tag him out and throw him out. But if you miss it, he didn't panic. He didn't kind of try to chase after him. He still made that throw to first base and got that second out.
And the pitch to Humphrey is a strike. So we're going to call that 5-3, Mitchell to Henson for the out. And the runner, Blanchard, is safe at third, missed the tag. But the tag attempt kept him at third. Had to stay on that base.
Yeah. So it ends up being just like a strikeout, right?
Yeah. Let's look at the replay.
Check it out right here. See if we can get a... Oh, yeah, he might have missed him.
Yep. Good job by Blanchard. And good camera work.
Yeah, he got kind of hung up on third base right there. Usually with one out, if you're on third base, you're going on contact.
Yeah.
Right? So he was probably kind of caught in between, tried to read it, or, am I going or whatever. Mm-hmm. But usually that's a no-brainer. Most of the time you just go on contact no matter where it's hit.
Yeah. And that ball was hit well enough that he could have been probably dead at the plate right there. So they still have the runner alive at third. Count now 2-2, 2 outs, runner on third, no score. Santa Maria at the plate in the top of the first.
That 4-hole Easton Humphrey up hitting .361, leads the team in at-bats, runs, hits, and singles. He's going to put the ball in play. Also leads in bags. Remember him for the last couple of years. He can really run.
And he's going to get the base hit, and Santa Maria strikes first as the RBI single up the middle by Easton Humphrey scores Landon Blanchard, and Santa Maria leads 1-0.
Yeah, good at bat by Humphreys right there. Got down to 2 strikes. Got a pitch on the inside. Didn't try to pull it. Kept his hands inside. Got the barrel to the ball. Hit it right back up the middle. Picks up his 13th RBI of the season.
Got to give credit to Blanchard avoiding that tag for that second out as he stays on third, and then he is able to reach home plate on the RBI single as the first pitch is a strike to the number 5 hitter, first baseman Jace Moody.
You're going to watch Humphrey at first base right there. He's leading the team in 12 stolen bases. Probably going to go off, try to get that bag here in a couple pitches.
As it looks like they're camped out on that outside corner, and he's getting the call right there. He's ahead 0-2 to Moody. Humphrey taking a decent lead. 2 outs. 1 run is in. There's a drive to right, and the right fielder, Rutson, is there, and he makes the catch. So Santa Maria strikes first. They get 1 run on 2 hits, and the RBI by Humphrey. 1 Gator left on base, no errors. So we go to the bottom of the first. Dutchtown coming to the plate with Santa Maria up 1-0. And Mike will give you the batting order for the Dutchtown Griffins.
Leading off today for the Griffins is the second baseman, Eli Freeman. Hitting second is the shortstop, Casey McCoy. Batting third, Dawson LeBlanc. He plays left field. And batting cleanup, the right fielder, Oakley Rutson. Hitting fifth, the pitcher, Kason Johnson. Hitting sixth is the first baseman, Braden Henson. Hitting seventh, center fielder, Caleb Wall. Batting eighth is Cooper Pickett, and he's doing the catching. Batting ninth is the third baseman, Kobe Mitchell.
And that batting order will face the pitcher on the mound, number 20 for the Gators, Carr Villeneuve. Carr Villeneuve. He is making his 7th appearance, his 4th start. He is 2-0 on the season, has a 4.11 ERA. He's given up 12 hits, 9 earned runs. He gives up some walks. He's given up 14 walks on the season opposed to 11 strikeouts. So we'll see how that turns out as he's going to face 1, 2, and 3 at the top of the lineup for the Griffins. Eli Freeman, Casey McCoy, and Dawson LeBlanc.
Yeah, the Griffins are should probably try to make Carr throw some strikes right here. As you said, he's got 14 walks in 15 innings. Probably something that sticks out whenever you're trying to, scout, try to pick apart, somebody's, I don't know, their game plan, I guess.
Yes.
Whatever you say. And, if he's kind of got 1 walk per inning, they may try to make him work a little bit. And then in Carr's defense, if you just come out pumping strike, you may be 0-2, on a lot of the hitters before they realize, hey, this guy's really pumping strikes.
And he pumped one right there. And the count even now at 1-1. Freeman is a .314 hitter on the season, 7 RBIs. Bouncer foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Carr's going to come out here with a 3-pitch mix. Fastball, curveball, changeup. Going to move that fastball in and out.
And there's a drive to center, and it's going to fall for a base hit. And so the leadoff hitter, Eli Freeman, makes it to first base. And so the leadoff runner is aboard, and now the number 2 hitter, Casey McCoy, coming to the plate, and he's one of the more dangerous hitters on this Griffin lineup.
Yeah, McCoy coming in hitting .321. He's got the only homer for the Griffins on the season. He's got 13 RBIs. Good player right here. Knows what to do with the baseball.
And there's a bouncer to short. Second baseman's got it. Flip to second, throw to first. Double play, 4-6-3. Tomplay to Blanchard to Moody. And so with 2 outs after we see this replay, we'll get to the defensive starters for the Gators.
Yeah, great turn right there by the Santa Maria defense. That being said, in the outfield from left to right, you're going to have Andon Miet, Easton Humphrey, and Connor Darr. On the infield, third base is Parker Guidry, shortstop Landon Blanchard, second baseman Cooper Tomplay, first base Jace Moody, and the battery today for the Gators doing the catching Braxton Tomplay, and on the mound is Carr Villeneuve.
And Villeneuve gets the strike, and he gets the defensive help with the double play right there. So he's 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. Santa Maria got 1 in the first.
Yeah, pitcher's best friend right there. And that goes to show you how much I know. Both first 2 Dutchtown hitters, they're jumping all over the first couple pitches they're seeing.
Exactly. And Santa Maria gets a break with that double play.
Ooh.
Didn't get a break with that pitch.
Not sure where that pitch was. That looked like a good pitch right there.
Yeah, he's a lefty, and that crossed right over the plate, it looked like.
That's
maybe
the exact location you want that curveball if you're a left-handed pitcher.
2-1, 2 outs. And there's a drive to center, and that's going to hold up for Humphrey, and he makes the catch. So that's going to be no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. And so after 1, Santa Maria leads Dutchtown 1-0. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
When I tore my ACL, I didn't think I'd ever be able to play soccer again. My doctor told me how important physical therapy would be, so I chose Peak. I'm glad I did. Now I'm stronger, faster, better than ever. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Here we are, Cypress Roofing, a woman-owned roofing company specializing in insurance claims.
With the hurricane season right around the corner,
give us a call.
Top of the second here at Dutchtown. Santa Maria 1, Dutchtown 0. First pitch is a strike to begin the second inning. You're going to see 6, 7, and 8. Connor Darr, Cooper Babin, and Andon Miet. And the 0-1 pitch is low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Santa Maria got the run in the first after a triple. As you see, a bouncer to short, and the throw to first is going to be towards the dugout, and it's going to go into the dugout for a second base. And so Darr is going to reach on the E6 from Casey McCoy, and he's going to get to second.
Good job by McCoy getting to that ball. You have to charge it, and you have to backhand that ball. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. You know you only have a chance if you throw off balance, which is what he did. Just didn't get that ball to first base close enough.
Yeah,
for Henson.
Yeah, it was
to corral it.
Yeah, it was several feet off, and so Henson just could not make the play, and so then he gets second on the ball bouncing to the dugout, and so now with nobody out, you have a runner on second. Let's see if Babin tries to drop one here, if he's going to swing away. And so he shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a ball. In that first inning, you had the Blanchard triple, and then he scored on the Humphrey RBI single, and that makes it 1-0. And Santa Maria in business here early in this second inning. And so that time he offers, and it's fouled back to the catcher Pickett. So it's 1-1. So it looks like Babin's job might be to try to get Dar to third. Let's see if he's still there. Yes, he showed early, and the runner's going, and the throw to third, and he is in time for the out as a great throw by Cooper Pickett, 2-5, and the base runner is retired for the first out.
Great throw by Pickett right there. Got a great pitch to throw on. You see it here again. It's going to be ball up in the zone that Cooper Babin looked like he did. We talked about this last year. You saw how he had the bunt, but then he faked it and drew it back. That's when you try to kind of distract or get in the eyesight of the catcher, to try to kind of mess him up. But great concentration by Pickett right there, and an absolute missile thrown down to third base for that first out.
And so that's a big break for the Griffins, as that will possibly erase a run, potentially, as you see a fly ball to left field, and Dawson LeBlanc is going to make the catch. And so you go from nobody out, runner on second, to 2 outs, nobody on in 2 pitches. So that's a big break for Kason Johnson and the Griffins on defense. And now you're going to see Andon Miet. First pitch. Outside. And so the pitchers are getting a lot of help. And I know you like to see that as a former pitcher yourself.
Well, I love it. I mean, it's so many times you see pitchers trying to pitch away from the bat when that shouldn't be the case. You just want to kind of pitch away from the barrel. When you start trying to get pitches to get, swings and misses, then you find yourself just missing out of the zone. Now we're behind, all these hitters, and you're throwing so many more pitches. But when you try to pitch away just from the barrel, try to get them to hit it off the hands or the end of the bat, you're more in the zone. It's going to keep the tempo of the game up. And you're going to get a lot more balls in play, keep your defense on your defense on the toes.
Yeah.
A lot more plays will be made. Just kind of quickens up the pace of everything.
Count 2-2, and here comes the pitch, and it's a bouncer to second, and they're going to have to throw to the first base to the pitcher. Pitcher covering and does not get there in time, so that's an infield single for Andon Miet. And so you get another base runner on with 2 outs and kind of in that no man's land right there. And it looked like Johnson couldn't find the bag.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a ball I think that's a Freeman's ball all the way. As you saw him, all he had to do was charge straight in. I think Henson probably could have stayed at first base right there.
Yeah.
That would have been a tough play for him to make, spin and try to make a good throw to Johnson at first base. And if Henson stays at the back right there, I think that's an easy out.
First pitch to the number 9 hole hitter, Braxton Tomplay, the catcher for Santa Maria. It's ball outside. Yeah. 1 ball, no strike. Miet on first after the infield hit. He's got a good lead.
And that's easier said than done, too. I mean, like you said, that's kind of a tweener, one of those in-betweens. Do I go for it, do I stay or whatever? Because then, if you don't go for it, then it kind of gets in between that hole, then it's like, yeah, I should have went for it. But
right.
That's just, that's practice. Whenever you got to take millions of ground balls over there in situations just so that kind of becomes a reaction instead of trying to think about it.
And Miet's one of the fastest runners on this team. He's got 3 stolen bases on the season. So he was hustling down the line. He's got a good lead at first.
Yeah, and you see that pitcher, you see the first base vacated, and it's a foot race between you and the pitcher. You're gonna get after it down the line. You can smell that hit. Any infield hit is huge.
Yeah. And right now you got 3 balls and no strikes. 3-0 pitch. It's a strike called. So Tomplay, the 9-hole hitter, ahead 3-0 now. Facing a 3-1 count with 2 outs and a runner at first. And he was headed down the first baseline, but the umpire calls him back and says, hey, buddy, that's a strike.
Kind of slow called him right there.
Yeah, I think he kind of just showed him up a little bit, and I think he showed him up back, right? Full count, 2 outs, runner at first. Miet, runner going, swing and a miss. And the inning is over, and Dutchtown dodges a couple of bullets. You had no runs. You had 1 hit, the infield hit. You had 1 error and 1 Gator left on base. So it's 1-0 after an inning and a half, and today's a busy day here in 5-5A baseball, and let's look at some of the games that are going to be happening here this week.
Yeah, so tonight we see this Rev game of the week. Santa Ma's here at Dutchtown. EA traveled to Live Oak, and Prairieville traveled to Walker. 2 days from now, we'll have these same two teams, but they'll be playing at Sanamaw. Live Oak will travel to EA, and Walker will be at Prairieville High School. And on the weekend, you'll see Live Oak at Denham Springs High School. That should be a great matchup. Two really good teams right there. You mentioned Live Oak is the number one team in the state right now. Walker will travel to Sanamaw, and Prairieville will travel to East Ascension.
So it looks like in this go-round with this home and home, with these 6 teams playing, that means that Denham Springs is open this week. So they're not getting the series on the Tuesday, Thursday. You see them back in action on Saturday. On Saturday, when you look at that, this means that Dutchtown would get the bye in that third weekend. So Saturday, they will not be playing a district game.
Correct.
And they're going to need that because this is they used up a bunch of pitchers yesterday. Well, actually 2 that they had. Danny Sears and Ian Young both had to pitch last night against Prairieville. And, of course, you don't want to play a district game in back-to-back days because then you lose a couple of pitchers. But then they played 11 innings last night. It was 2-2 going into the bottom of the 11th, and then Dutchtown got a run on a suicide squeeze that the pitcher couldn't come up with, and they wound up winning 3-2. And so they got to 2-0 in district as the first pitch to Oakley Rutson. That's a ball high. It's 4, 5, and 6. Rutson, Johnson, and Hinson. So 1-0 to Oakley Rutson, and there's a bouncer to first, and Moody's going to step on the bag and make the play unassisted.
Yeah, unfortunately for Dutchtown last night, when you talk about 11 innings, usually you're thinking 4 or 5, maybe 6 pitchers in extra innings like that. Dutchtown fortunate only to use 2 pitchers.
Yeah, I was out here.
Come out with a victory.
I was out here last night. They used 3 pitchers. The third pitcher that they used was Dylan Wilson, but he only faced about 3 hitters.
Okay, so it was 3 pitchers.
Yeah, but basically, I think Wilson may have gotten through about 2/3 of an inning, and then I think I want to say that Sears got to about 5 1/3, and then Wall came in the bullpen and threw 6, and that was clutch for that because he wound up going scoreless and holding Prairieville and giving Dutchtown the opportunity to win it in the bottom of the 11th. Prairieville gave Dutchtown all they wanted. They went 2-2 in the 7th on Thursday and then 2-2 in the 11th. So Dutchtown was able to get the wins regardless, but they used some pitchers last night. As you see the foul tip, and the catcher, Tomplay, can't keep a hold of it, so the count goes to 1-2. And this, as we said, is Santamaw's first district game. Ball outside. So the thing about Dutchtown, though, Dutchtown used a couple of pitchers. They were not there. They were a little further down the line in terms of their rotation, so they're not hurting. They still have some good pitchers available for Tuesday and Thursday. They just lost 2 that could have been used. So, but you see so far today, Johnson's done a good job, and then you've got a couple of other pitchers that you'll probably see a lot from on Thursday that are available for him. As that hits, it hit the pitcher, so a hit by pitcher hits the pitcher. And so Dutchtown gets their second base runner of the game.
That was a 3-2 breaking ball right there. Villeneuve kind of arguing the point. Maybe he stuck his left elbow out there. Looked like he did that. I mean, that's 100% the umpire's call, right? If you think he extended his arm out in the flight path of the ball, it did kind of look like that elbow did kind of chicken wing out over the plate. But.
And you're going to see a courtesy runner at first base. That's going to be Lathan Riley, number 26. And the first pitch to Braden Hinson is fouled away. So you have 1 out. Johnson was hit by a pitch, and Riley replaces him at first base. So we have a runner on first with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Sanamaw leads 1-0. So our producer Lau Boudreau telling us from that game last night for Dutchtown, Sears threw 83 pitches and Young threw 53. I think Young was on the mound a longer period of time, but he was very efficient. Young gave up the runs, I believe. Sears gave up the runs. 1-1. And a bouncer up the middle to the pitcher to throw to second base, and Riley takes him out.
It's a good slide.
Yep, and it's a 1-4 force and a fielder's choice for Henson. So completely legit right there.
I think that was supposed to be a pitch out.
It looked like it. As you see the slide in contact.
Henson puts that ball in play. Kind of took Villeneuve by surprise. It looked like he's going to kind of stab at it, but makes a good play. It makes an actually perfect throw to second base right there. But, you got Tomplay kind of had to wait on that ball as soon as he got it. Riley was on top of him. No chance to turn that double play right there, really.
Yeah.
Looked like Bravado was kind of seeing if maybe there was a little interference there, but
got to argue it.
Yeah. Good, clean baseball play.
But you gotta go out there and make him think about it for a second. As a throwback to first after a swing and a miss, back safely. So far this inning, Rutson grounded out unassisted to first. Johnson was hit by a pitch. Riley replaced him on the base path. And then there was a bouncer to the pitcher, 1-4 for the force for the second out. And now count 0-2. Henson on first. 2 Griffins are out. 1-0 Sanama. 0-2 pitch coming. And there's a bouncer toward the hole, base hit. Past the shortstop, Blanchard. And you're going to have runners on first and second with 2 out. And that's the first hit of the inning for the Griffins. Second hit of the game.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting right there. You see, kind of fouled the pitch before out to the right side. Not trying to get beat on it right there. And then that fastball caught the inner third. Just pulled that thing right through that 6 hole.
So first and second, possible RBI opportunity for Cooper Pickett, the catcher. He made a nice play in the top of the inning with the throw to third that got the base runner who reached on an error. So he had a caught stealing to highlight the top of the inning. We'll see if he can get an RBI right here to highlight the bottom of the inning. And that ball is in the dirt. It hit his shoe, I think. Yep. So you have 2 hit Griffins. And so the issue with Villeneuve is not the walks, but it's the hit batters.
Yeah, and then both of them been on breaking balls, too. We have a courtesy runner for Pickett.
So Mayo is going to come in of the baseball Mayos. It seems like every year for the last 5 years has been a Mayo somewhere.
At least 5.
Yep.
At least 5.
Bases loaded. An opportunity for the number 9 hitter, Kobe Mitchell. And a swing and a miss. 0-1, 2 outs. Bases full of Griffins. And a throwback to first in time. Nobody moving. Count even, 1-1. Well, actually, they're saying that was a strike. 0-2. I believe that the home plate umpire just, if I looked at his signals right, I think he called that a strike. Let's see. And he did, and that's strike 3. So Dutchtown can't get the run. You get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left. So after 2 innings, Sanama leads Dutchtown 1-0. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Get to know SEC Heating and Cooling this year. Locally owned and operated by Stephen Conyer since 2013, SEC Heating and Cooling works with residential and commercial customers in Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Livingston, and surrounding parishes. SEC specializes in preventive maintenance, repair, and complete changeout and installation of energy-efficient central air systems. From professional sales and expert installation of central AC systems to repairs and ductless AC systems, we can handle all your needs. For total peace of mind, call SEC today.
Here we are, Cypress Roofing, a woman-owned roofing company specializing in insurance claims.
With the hurricane season right around the corner,
give us a call.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week. Sanama at Dutchtown. Jeff Porsche, Mike Moeller with you. It's 1-0 Gators as we go to the top of the third. Johnson on the mound for Dutchtown in his third inning of work. Will face 1, 2, and 3, Cooper, Tomplay, Landon Blanchard, and Parker Guidry. So back to the top of the order. Tomplay inside for a ball. He grounded out unassisted to first to start this game. Top of the lineup, Mike, got the run in that first inning. We'll see what they can do right here.
Yeah, and if you remember that, Griffins actually had a chance to get out of it.
Yep.
They had Landon Blanchard stranded at third base with 2 outs. Easton Humphrey with a big 2-out single.
Yeah, you had a situation where you had the bouncer to third, and Mitchell tried to tag Blanchard, who was off of third base. Blanchard avoided the tag, and then he scored on the next hitter. As you see, a fly ball to center, and it's going to drop. Wall looked like he had a beat on it, but he couldn't get there in time, and so it drops for a base hit, and so the leadoff hitter on for the Gators.
Yeah, perfect angle for us right there. You see that ball coming off that left-hander Tomplay's bat. You could see Wall trying to track that thing down, but that thing just kept eating away from him like they typically do when they're hit to the left side of center field. You'll see that ball fade away off that left-handed bat.
Now, Tomplay has a big lead. He has 5 bags on the season, and they're going to throw back to first. So the top of the lineup has everything set up with the leadoff base hit. Now you have Blanchard, who tripled and scored in the first. Runner not going, fouled away. So it looks like Blanchard's going to be swinging away in this opportunity, and why not? He got a triple in the first inning. And a quick snap throw in time. Not in time, excuse me. 1-0 Gators, top of the third. High and outside. Were they looking for him to go right there, perhaps?
Yeah, it kind of got Johnson kind of out of his rhythm there. Looked like he tried to quick pitch right there. A lot of times it's just tough to get that arm to catch up. Main priority still that hitter.
Yep.
Let that runner at first know you're thinking about him, but don't let him take you out of your game or what you're trying to do to get the hitter out.
And that pitch is inside. 2-1. Nobody out. Tomplay on first after the base hit to left center. Tomplay back in safely. Got 1 run in the top of the first, and that's the only scoring of the game. And a swing and a miss. Good pitch by Johnson, and the count 2-2. It's important to get this guy out.
Good hitter right here. That was a good pitch, 2-1. You know, Blanchard's looking to come unglued, but that was a great location on that pitch by Johnson there.
And a swing and a miss. Beauty. And so a big strikeout right there. You leave Tomplay at first with 1 out. Guidry's going to come up. He bounced to third. That was a play where Blanchard avoided the tag, but Guidry was still out at first as the throw back. safe.
Great job by Johnson right there coming back to get Blanchard. I mean, he threw that 2-1 pitch on the corner, got to swing and miss. A lot of time you'll see young pitchers try to come back, and try to do something a little bit more than they're capable of, maybe try to blow it by somebody or, make it a little bit nasty or something, kind of take themselves out of their own rhythm. Stayed with it right there, threw the exact same pitch and got the same result.
And you just saw a strike on the first pitch to Guidry. Oh, 1. Not only has Tomplay stolen 5 bases, he hasn't been caught stealing on the season. Now you have Pickett, who's already thrown out 1 base runner at third. That was in the second inning.
Rushed him again there. Has quick pitch by Johnson. A lot of times you'll not only are you trying to hold the runner closer at first or give your catcher a little bit longer chance to throw him out, but you kind of rush the hitter too, and it's hard for him to pull the trigger.
Gotcha. That makes sense. 1 and 2 fouled back in our direction. Up against the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Tomplay singled. Blanchard struck out. Guidry at the plate. Humphrey, cleanup hitter on deck. I think we're in this kind of rotation where it's 1 pitch, 1 throw back to first, 1 pitch, 1 throw back to first. As a pitch outside.
In this inning, you'll say he's got 15 pitches plus the 15 throws to first, so it's really like 30, right?
Yep. So we'll see if he throws to first right here. Does not. Comes to the plate, and that is foul. And good thing that Coach Bravato's been working out at the gym. I see him there every now and then, and he was able to duck and get away from that ball.
Yeah, that one was tracking.
Now Bravato's back in that third base box. He's a couple of steps out, we'll say. 2-2, 1 out. Way outside. Count is full. Three-two pitch. And it's popped foul, out of play, first base line.
Yep, we'll do it again. I don't think Tomplay was running there, was he?
No, he was not.
He was not going?
He was not going.
Johnson had the quick pitch on him again. See how that's just a little bit tougher for Guidry to kind of pull the trigger on that. See, he was a little bit tardy.
Yeah.
That ball's down in the zone, too.
He hasn't turned back to first, and as we say that, there he goes. He had a better lead right there. He had about a half a step lead better than what I've been seeing right there.
Yeah, Johnson looking to get a little strike him out, throw him out here if he can, if Tomplay's running here.
He's got 1 foot past the arc where the grass meets, and he's going. And that's popped up. He's going to have to get back as a second baseman. Freeman's calling for it, and he makes the play. So Guidry pops to second for the second out. Tomplay back safely at first, and now Easton Humphrey comes to the plate.
See that ball just got on the hands of Guidry, kind of up in the zone. It's just tough to get the barrel to that ball right there. Good pitch by Johnson.
And so Tomplay was going on that last pitch. He's got a better lead now. Humphrey got a base hit. If they can get that runner in scoring position and Humphrey gets another base hit, Sandoval could score another run.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if Tomplay doesn't try to take one here to get himself in the scoring position.
So 1 not going, and there's a liner to second, and I think that Freeman lost it in the sun, and it's going to go to right field, and the runner gets to third. Humphrey stays at first. Did he lose that in the sun, Mike?
Wow. It's tough to say he lost it in the sun. It was a line drive, so I don't know if he just didn't see it off the bat maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, if you look at his face here, it's the sun is in his face right now.
Right. It looked like he may have been running in because he thought he could get it on before it hit the ground, and then he just stopped and then didn't move toward the ball.
Yeah, 100%. He did not see that ball. I mean, you could just tell by his reaction.
So that's a base hit. 2 hits this inning. Runners on first and third. 2 outs. Santa Maria trying to extend their 1-0 lead. Moody at the plate. And in case you are confused, we talked about this in the first inning. Santa Maria's not in black. Dutchtown's in black. They like to wear purple a lot. But, of course, black is also a Dutchtown color, so you never know. 2-0. First and third, 2 outs. And that's outside, 3-0.
Yeah, just a little off right there. Pickett tried to bring it back.
Moody flew out to Rutson to end the first inning. He's 0 for 1. There's your 3-0 strike. Should get a good pitch right here. Dangerous moment here in the game for Dutchtown.
3-1. Moody's looking 1 pitch, 1 spot. Something he could try to torch it to the gaps.
And he's just going to take first base on the walk. Couldn't do anything with that. It's up in his head. So now the bases are loaded. And Connor Darr, who reached on an error by McCoy. The Gators have had 7 base runners so far, with 2 outs here in the third. They only have 1 run across the plate so far. First pitch, strike.
Stay there. The ball's a little bit off the plate. He's giving you that pitch for a strike. Keep throwing it there.
It's a good spot. And there's a shot foul over the head of Braden Henson. So now Johnson's got the count at 0-2, so he's in good shape to try to get out of this inning. 2 outs, bases loaded. No runs are in this inning. Santa Maria leads 1-0. Dutchtown trying to get out of a jam and get back to the dugout. Outside.
I like that little sequence right there. Fastball away, strike 1, breaking ball a little bit further, get the swing at it. Let me see if he'll chase even a little bit further.
So now 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Dutchtown gets out of the inning without a run. But you got no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 3 Gators left on base. It's the bottom of the third, 1-0. Gators lead the Griffins, and the Gators are coming out onto the field, and they're going to have a busy week coming up this week.
Hey, look at their home series coming up. Obviously, tonight we have our game here at Dutchtown. And then Thursday, Dutchtown will travel to Santa Maria to play. Then you're going to have the Walker, and then at Walker series, the 22nd and 25th. 27th and 29th, they'll travel to East Ascension and then host. And then when you get into the month of April, on the 1st and 3rd, it'll be Live Oak and then travel. And then 5th and the 8th, it'll be at Prairieville High School. And then the follow on the 8th will be a REV game of the week, which will be at Santa Maria. And then on the 10th and 12th, they'll wrap it up, hosting Denham Springs, and then travel to play the Yellow Jackets.
And that's going to be all back-to-back because, like we talked about, you got the 7-team district, and so one team always is off on the home and home, but they've already played that, or they've already had that bye. So that means that they're going to get 6 series in a row. So they better have their pitching lined up and ready to go.
Exactly. That's a good point. I mean, sometimes you talked about maybe Dutchtown or somebody else. They'll get their break in the middle of the season. I'm sure they'll probably, they'll schedule some games.
Right.
They're not going to just not play, but they won't be district games. They may be able to save some arms.
Exactly. Now, Villeneuve hasn't given up a run. He's given up some base runners. He's hit a couple of batters. He hasn't given up any walks. He's usually gives up a lot of walks. Hasn't done that here tonight so far. As you see the pitch to Eli Freeman, and it's a ball. So the count now 1-1. It's 1-2-3, just like it was for the Gators. Eli Freeman, Casey McCoy, Dawson LeBlanc. Freeman singled to center in the first, and he was erased on the double play.
On the very next pitch.
Yep. It's a quick inning, that bottom of the first. So now to count 3-1. Freeman trying to reach base for a second time here for the Griffins. There's a strike on the inside corner.
Good spot right there. 3-1, you're looking something middle away, something you can drive in the gap. Villeneuve paints that inside corner. Can't pull the trigger on that pitch.
And there's a drive to center, and Humphrey takes a couple of steps back and makes the catch. So fly out to center for the first out of the inning. And now that's going to bring up your number 2 hitter, Casey McCoy. McCoy hit into the 4-6-3 double play in the first. And that is roped to left field. Solid, clean base hit for Casey McCoy.
Yeah, McCoy saw that ball good out of Villeneuve's hand right there. That pitch is up in the zone. It's almost letter high right there. He got the barrel of the bat on that ball, ambushed that first pitch. Didn't want to wait around to see any more pitches. Figured that was the best one he was going to get to hit.
Yeah, he's seen 2 pitches and made contact both times. Double play and a single. Good lead. Got 4 bags on the year. He has been caught stealing 1 time. Dawson LeBlanc is at the plate. He's 0 for 1. He flew out to center to end the first inning. Both teams have loaded up the bases the last time they came to the plate. Dutchtown did it in the bottom of the second. Santa Maria did it in the top of the third, but no runs have scored in those situations. It's 1-0 Santa Maria after the 1 run in the first. And there's a strike.
See if McCoy tries to steal this bag right here. It's going to be tough on Villeneuve if you're going to have to go first move if you go. Tough to pick up a left-handed move, and he's pretty quick to the plate.
1-1, 1 out. Runner on first. Throw back. Safe. After LeBlanc, you get Oakley Rutson, who's the leading hitter for the Griffins. So barring a double play as the runner steals, safe. Got that one pretty easily. That is stolen base number 5.
Great pitch to run on right here. He's got a great jump, but you see that's one of those slow curveballs from Villeneuve. Really tough for Tom Play to have a chance to throw McCoy out there. Made a good throw.
Yeah. Counts 2-1. Blanchard acting like he's going to get the look to second. Made him move back, and it's 3-1. Trying to look McCoy back, get him going in the wrong direction in case there's contact. 3-1 pitch. Fouled back, 3-2. Got 1 out. Freeman flew out to center to start the inning. Then you have the base hit and a stolen base by Casey McCoy. And that is a fly ball to short left field. And catch made for the second out.
Good pitch by Villeneuve right there.
And so you see right there,
had LeBlanc just a little bit out in front.
So
Easy pickings for Miette out there in left.
Yep. So Miette makes the catch. And there's 2 outs. And now Rutson has a chance for an RBI. 450 on the year, and there's a bouncer to short. Blanchard has it, throw to first in time, and he is retired. And so you get the base hit. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 1 Griffin left on base, so we go to the 4th, and it's 1-0 Santa Ma. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
No one teaches you what to do immediately after an accident. Once everyone is safe, your first call should be to an attorney, not the insurance company.
Don't let the insurance company take advantage of you at your time of need. Call the Title Law Firm. We'll walk you through what you need to do in real time.
But you can take advantage of the Title Law Firm's 30 years of experience.
Before you call your insurance, make a free, no-obligation call to the Title Law Firm.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call. You gotta call Title.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Dutchtown High School's athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Griffins!
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week. Sun going down here at Dutchtown, and Santa Ma leads Dutchtown 1-0 as we go to the top of the 4th. 7-8-9, Cooper Babin, Andon Miette, and Braxton Tomplay. Pitch from Johnson, and that's fouled. So Johnson going into his 4th inning of work. He loaded the bases in the 3rd, but he was able to get out of it with a strikeout to Dar.
Yeah, labored a little bit through that last inning, got the pitch count up a little bit. Looking to be a lot more efficient this inning. See if he can keep himself in this game a little bit longer.
And it's popped up on the bunt attempt, and the catcher, Pickett, makes the catch for the first out. So Cooper Babin flew out to left, and now he pops up to the catcher, so he's 0 for 2 and 1 out. As you see the replay, and Pickett had to do a little nudge right there, get out my way so I can make the out. And Miette will come to the plate.
Yeah, not sure how that would have been ruled if Pickett would have dropped that ball. I think the hitter can stay in the box.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Can't cross in front of the catcher over the plate.
As Miette bouncer to short, McCoy has to back up, now throws the first and makes a great throw for the 2nd out. Miette got the infield hit in the 2nd inning, but he bounces out to short.
It's a great play right there by McCoy. You see that ball, he reads it, doesn't want to get that in-between hop, takes one little step backwards.
Yep.
Kind of rounds it, gets a little momentum coming forward, makes a good strong throw for that 2nd out.
Good job. That's his. That was his first opportunity since that error that he had in the 2nd inning, and he threw a dart right there.
Yeah, tough error though. I mean, he made a great play to even get that ball, and
right.
You know you got to kind of try to rush it if you have a chance to get the runner out.
Exactly. 2-0 the count to Braxton Tomplay. He struck out to end the 2nd inning. Now he's got a 3-0 count. I believe he had a 3-0 count in the 2nd inning before Johnson came back and got the strikeout, but he's not going to come back this time. He's going to give up the walk. And you hate to do that to your number 9 hole hitter because now you're setting up Tomplay, who got a base hit.
Yeah.
So Tomplay is at first. Tomplay's at the plate. You got Braxton at first. Cooper coming up to bat, 1 for 2.
Yeah, after you threw, 3-4 very effective pitches to the first 2 hitters.
4 in a row.
Kind of sometimes you just lose a little concentration there. A lot of times you'll see a first pitch breaking ball to this hitter.
And that's inside.
No idea how that didn't hit him.
No, I was
that like
wondering
went
that
through
too.
him somehow.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Now Tom Play, he doesn't have much of a lead. He's a catcher. Catchers usually aren't the fastest guy.
He's probably getting courtesy run for them, huh?
I didn't see anybody come in. There's a bouncer up the middle. McCoy's got it. He'll step on the bag. So that is 6 unassisted for the third out.
Yeah, that was Quentin Ellisar pinch running for him there at first base.
Gotcha. All right, so you had no runs, no hits, no errors, and you had 1 left as we go to the bottom of the fourth, and Dutchtown coming to the plate. They trail 1-0 to Sanama, and Dutchtown, they have their busy schedule in 5A coming up.
Yeah, their home series. Obviously, we're watching the game here tonight, and then they'll travel to Sanama Thursday. Then on 27th and 29th, they will host Denham and then travel to Denham. In April, on the 1st and the 3rd, they're going to play at Walker and then host Walker. Then 5th and the 8th is going to be East Ascension. The game that's going to be here against East Ascension on the 8th will be a REV game. No, I'm sorry, the one at EA on the 5th will be a REV game of the week.
Yes.
And then on the 10th and the 12th, they will wrap it up hosting Live Oak and then traveling to play Live Oak.
And so they're going to get their open date, kind of that bye, starting on Saturday. And so they'll come back and play on Thursday with that Denham Springs series. And the thing that you're looking at right there will be that Live Oak series. And if you're Dutchtown, you're hoping that the Dutchtown Live Oak series might determine a district title. It has in the past, possibly. But that'll be an interesting series at the end of the season regardless, because they'll be playing for, if not for a district title, they'll definitely be playing for some playoff position.
Sure, yeah. That'll be some power points both ways.
Yep. So 5, 6, and 7 as the number 5 hitter, Johnson, the pitcher, pops up to short center.
Woo.
Easton Humphrey had a challenge right there, but he made the play.
Man. Made it look a little bit tougher than it was there. Might have kind of ran a little bit too far in on it.
Yep.
Those are tough. I mean, you think sometimes maybe the shortstop's going to come back and get that, and you've got your full sprint coming in, and you pick it up again at that last second, and you're like, oops, might have went a little bit too far.
So 1 out and a foul tip to Braden Henson. So Johnson's now 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in the second. Now Henson reached on a fielder's choice, got to third base, but was stranded. Count 1-1. 1 out. So Villeneuve doing a good job. He's got through 3 1/3 and has not given up a run.
Yeah, he's had some traffic, but he's made some pitches when it counted.
Yep.
Right, and his defense played solid behind him, making the plays when they need to make them.
And he hasn't walked anybody, and that was kind of his bugaboo in his statistics. And he's also got a 4 ERA, and he hasn't given up any runs. So this is why baseball is so much fun and so unpredictable, because you get a guy that's hot on the mound, and anything can happen. And he takes the ball. So he's going counter to the book that's on him so far. He has hit a couple of batters, though. 2-2 high. Three-two pitch. And it's a drive to center, and Humphrey makes the play again.
That ball held up right there. I thought that was going to fall in.
I was wondering.
Good jump by Easton right there.
Right, so he's got the first 2 outs.
Kind of like Groundhog Day. He had to run that fast to come in to catch that other one. It was just a little bit higher.
Yep.
That ball carried.
That is his 4th out of this game. There was one where he had to step back a couple of steps, and all the other ones he kind of had to come in.
When you look at we didn't even mention the weather. I mean, it's perfect. Blue sky, no clouds in the sky at all. It wind's kicking pretty good. You see those flags out in center field and on top of the scoreboard blowing dead to left field.
Yep. But nobody's been able to take advantage of it. The only ball that went to the gap was in right center.
Yeah, that was early, so that ball was hit because that was right into the teeth of the wind, that triple by Blanchard, right?
Yep. Gets away. 2-1. Caleb Wall got a base hit to left in the second inning. He got to second. Two outs. And he got a piece of that one, I think, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, got a pitch he could hit right there. Just fouled it back.
Dutchtown has 3 hits in 3 2/3 innings so far, and it's fouled away. The hit count 3 for Dutchtown, 6 for the Gators. Two. Pop foul toward the light pole.
Heads up. Ooh.
That almost hit a girl.
That was close.
Headed to her car. 2-2. And there's a drive toward the gap. Humphrey getting there, and he makes all 3 outs in this inning. So Humphrey, 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left, and we're going to go to the 5th. It's 1-0 Santa Ma. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
When I tore my ACL, I didn't think I'd ever be able to play soccer again. My doctor told me how important physical therapy would be, so I chose Peak. I'm glad I did. Now I'm stronger, faster, better than ever. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Here we are, Cypress Roofing, a woman-owned roofing company specializing in insurance claims.
With the hurricane season right around the corner,
give us a call.
We're going to the top of the 5th. Jeff Porsche, Mike Moeller with you at Dutchtown. It's 1-0 Santa Ma. 2, 3, and 4 are coming to face Cason Johnson. First pitch to Landon Blanchard is a ball.
I feel like Blanchard hit last inning.
It feels like it.
He did hit 2 innings ago. That was the inning that had all the traffic on the bases.
Right. He's already got his 3rd at-bat coming right here. So you get Landon Blanchard, Parker Guidry, and Easton Humphrey. Strike. So the pitch coming. That's a ball. I believe the count is...
I think it's 1-1.
I believe it's 2-1.
2-1?
Either 2-1 or 3-1. It doesn't matter because McCoy is going to make the play and throw to first and get the out. So we were unsure because we couldn't see the count from the home plate umpire, but it didn't matter anyway as Blanchard grounds out to McCoy for the first out. Now Parker Guidry, who has grounded to 3rd and popped to 2nd. Pitch outside. And since he left that bases-loaded jam, Johnson has pitched very well, very efficiently, except for this base hit right here, I suppose. He gave up the walk to the 9-hole hitter, Tomplay, but other than that, this hit by Guidry right here has been kind of his only blemish in the last couple of innings.
Again, though, I mean, pumping strikes, right? We talk about being efficient. You can't be efficient if you're throwing balls. He had that one little hiccup to Tomplay towards the end of last inning where he threw 4 straight balls but got right back in the zone and retired the next hitter.
This may be the final inning for him. He started this inning at 82 pitches. 1 ball to Humphrey. He's 2 for 2, 2 base hits.
And that's quite the difference. You talk about Villeneuve for Sandoval. He'll come out next inning and start with 58.
Yep.
You know, it's almost a 30-pitch difference.
Dutchtown doesn't want to use a lot of pitchers. They used 2 last night that you probably won't see in this series in the win against Prairieville. And there's a bouncer foul.
Ooh, that's
close.
Just foul.
That might have been a 2-0 decision right there.
Yeah, absolutely. If that ball gets by the bag, stays fair, you see Easton Humphrey get on his horse because he can fly.
Yep. And Humphrey, he's 2 for 2. We talked about this. He set the all-time record.
Well, he tied it.
Yeah.
Because it's been done many
times with all 3 putouts in the previous inning. That gets inside. What a stop by Pickett. Pickett kept Guidry from advancing. That was a hard stop right there. And he didn't even smother it. He picked it up quickly. 3-1. Oh, back-to-back base runners. A hit and a walk. And so Humphrey has reached all 3 times. 2 hits and a walk. So first and second, 1 out. We'll see if we may get a visit here at some point. I'm sure that there's somebody getting ready.
Yeah, it's tough for us to see. There is somebody throwing down there. You can kind of see through the batting cage.
Troy Tomplay coming in.
Let's say he's throwing. Someone's moving around down there. That's about all I can see.
Yeah. The veteran pitching coach. He's retired from teaching at the end of last season, but he's still coaching. Can't give that up. That's too much fun.
Right.
Now he's going to face Moody. If he stays in, we're assuming he's going to stay in as they're just getting ready. There's just some action stirring right now. Moody flew out to right to end the first, and then he walked in the third. Moody hitting .310 on the season. He does have some extra base power. He's got 3 doubles and a triple. No home runs. The only home run of the season for the Gators is from Braxton Tomplay.
A couple scores within the district. You got Walker 2, Prairieville 1 in the top of the 5th. And in the bottom of the 3rd, Live Oak 8, East Ascension 2.
So the other 2 teams in Ascension, you have, though, you're talking about them right there. East Ascension right now, they look like they could potentially be a playoff team. They're 21st. They're in the inside of that bracket right now. Of course, they got some good players. Struggling a little bit against the number 1 team, of course.
To be expected.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
In Prairieville, they're on the outside looking in. They were on the inside, but then after the sweep by Dutchtown, they dropped. But they've been competitive. Count 0-2. And there's a strikeout, a big strikeout right there to get the second out. So whatever Troy Tomplay told him, he listened.
Yeah, it was a good sequence right there. You get the fastball, and then you get him to wave, swing and a miss at that curveball, trying to get him to stay back a little bit because he probably thought it was a little out front. And then you get him to chase that letter high fastball that looks so appetizing, but is just so tough to get to.
Now Dar reached on the McCoy error and then struck out. Takes the ball. Runner in scoring position. Sandoval leads 1-0. There's been a lot of hits, a lot of base runners, but not a lot of runs. Swing and a miss. Johnson, likely his last inning of work. And he's trying to get the side retired here without giving up any more runs. He gave up that run in the first, but he's thrown 3 2/3 scoreless after that. And there's a drive to right. It's going to
right
be made by the – it's not really a drive. It's kind of a little short fly ball to right field, and the second baseman, Freeman, backs up and makes the catch. And so you have no runs on one hit, no errors, 2 Gators left on base. And so we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and it's 1-0 Gators. And we've got some games coming up next week on the Rev game of the week after today.
Yeah, so next Tuesday, March 25th, we have East Ascension will travel to Prairieville. That'll be the baseball game. We'll be doing that game over there.
Yep.
And then the Saturday following, we'll be back to softball, be at Lady Gator Park, where Dutchtown will travel to play Santa Maria.
So it looks like you and I are going to be out there together next Tuesday if I'm looking at the schedule correctly. And then on Saturday it's going to be Jimmy Frederick and Jolie Hartman out at Santa Maria to do the softball. And so that Prairieville versus East Ascension game might be big because both of those teams are kind of in that bubble area for postseason. And so whichever team, if one team can come out with a sweep in that series between East Ascension and Prairieville, that team's going to be in much better shape to make the postseason.
Right.
So that's going to be that could have big implications, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, you're right. I mean, that's they need to pick up the wins. Both of them need wins, to get some more points. That should be a really good showdown.
So the first pitch to Pickett is a ball. And so we got 8-9-1, Pickett, Mitchell, and Freeman. Ball 2. Pickett was hit by pitch. That was in the second.
And Villeneuve just threw his 60th pitch. 61 seems to have lost a little bit, and you'll see Coach Enlow coming out to give him a little pep talk.
Mm-hmm. So you, when you talk about all this stuff and these coaches, we talk about Tomplay and you got Enlow right there, and then we talked about the 2 head coaches, Bravada and Coach Shake. You got a little family flavor in this in the coaches showdown here today as well.
Yep. As
you got the Rickas.
You got the third base coach for Dutchtown's a Ricka, and the first base coach for Santa Maria's a Ricka.
Yep.
You see somebody starting to warm up now in the bullpen for Santa Maria.
That's right.
Can't see the number.
Looked like number 1, as you see ball 4. And so Pickett is hit by a pitch, and he gets a walk as number 1 in the Santa Maria roster is Jace Reddix. So that's going to be Mayo of the Dutchtown Mayos.
Another courtesy run.
He'll be on first.
Yep, was that Villeneuve's first walk of the game?
It was.
It was, yeah.
Yep. And we have a pinch hitter for Mitchell. This is number 9, Jake Shea. Name I remember from Winter from soccer. 2-sport player for the Griffins. Takes a ball. So Mitchell struck out in his only appearance. And Mayo gets back safely. And now Villeneuve can't find the plate.
Yeah, it looks like his timing's off a little bit, trying to be quicker to the plate. Mayo doesn't have that much of a lead, but we know he can fly, so he probably doesn't need that much of a lead. There you go, Villeneuve right back into the groove as he pumps that strike.
Has not given up a run. He's given up traffic, but he has not given up a run in 4+ innings. Santa Maria leads 1-0, and now the count 3-1. You don't want to give up a hit in that 9 hole, and then you got Freeman and McCoy coming up right behind him.
You definitely don't want to walk him here. That's a freebie. All right, that's a good pitch right there.
And
whoa!
Yeah, I never saw the home plate umpire call a strike. It looked like it was near that strike zone.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to be a walk. So you have back-to-back walks, and coach heading out from the dugout to talk to the defense.
Yeah, just directing some traffic.
Yeah.
Defensively.
Yeah, he's not coming to the mound to pull Villeneuve. Now McCoy's on deck, and of course you got him hitting at 321. Freeman with nobody out, first and second, leadoff hitter, and they're expecting the corners to see a bunt, and they're going to throw back to second, and that is close.
Ooh, that's a good play right there. That was an absolutely perfect throw by Villeneuve.
Yep.
Mayo not fooled, gets back just in the nick of time. They always say if you just get back right before the tag and you make it look close, you have the perfect lead.
Yep. I remember you saying that. That's a great point.
It scares you to death, but it's supposed to be the perfect lead.
Yep. Third baseman's playing a little back now, and that's up at his head. Ball one. So the third baseman, Guidry, before the pickoff throw, he was several feet into the grass. Now he's in the dirt. Moody's still playing in the grass at first.
You saw Blanchard was kind of going behind Mayo right there to try to pick. Villeneuve's got to give him some time to get back, even though the hitter's going to be bunting.
1-0, and that is fouled away.
See, that's a good pitch right there by Carr. When you know that you get the early square, when you know the bunting for sure, try to throw something elevated. The hitters think, that's a way easier pitch to bunt because I can see it, it's eye level or whatever, but that's the one that they typically pop up a little more often than a pitch a little bit lower in the zone.
Big moment in the game. Nobody on. Dutchtown trails by a run, 1-0. But you got first and second, nobody out. Leadoff hitter at the plate. And he drops it, and it's a beauty, and nobody's going to have a play right there. That is a beautiful bunt. Guidry was playing back, and they burned him.
Absolutely perfect. Yeah, something with the bunt coverage right there. I don't know who was supposed to cover. Normally, you see that third baseman.
When he got into the picture, he was still in the dirt.
Yeah, I mean, depending on the bunt coverage, sometimes you see the pitcher like he's crashing and kind of play in the field, first or third base right there. Or you got all three crashing and you just want to make sure you get that out at first base.
And so you got the corners right on the edge of the grass. McCoy probably swinging away right here.
Oh, absolutely.
And, that was a hot shot.
Hot shot. Mayo better stay foul ground. He gets hit with that ball in fair territory. That's going to be an out.
So Casey McCoy, 1 for 2 with a stolen base. He singled to left. Had a hot shot out there in the third inning. Was stranded at second. Swinging for the fences right there.
For the downs on that one.
Yep.
Pitched a little bit
just missed
too high out of the zone.
0-2. His eyes got real big on that one. 0-2. Santa Ma trying to hold on to a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the fifth. Popped it up. And the left fielder coming in. Millet makes the play. Or Millet, excuse me. And nobody will advance. That ball just too short.
Woo.
Got under.
Santa Ma gets a gift right there. Dutchtown still with a couple shots here to try to push at least that tying run across the plate.
But a double play could potentially in the inning.
Yep, not out of the question here. Also with lefty on lefty.
Now LeBlanc, he's flown out twice. If he can do that right here, he might be able to get a run.
Nice block by Tone play right there.
Absolutely, saved the run.
First pitch breaking ball in the dirt. Villeneuve trying to see if he can get LeBlanc to maybe wave at something out of the zone. LeBlanc holds off. Good block by Tom Play.
He's a .418 hitter, and he doesn't have a hit so far today. You might say he's due right here. Gets away, and here comes a run to the plate, and he will score, and we are tied. So the wild pitch gets the run home as Mayo scores, and it is 1-1. Everybody advances, second and third, one out. So now LeBlanc with it.
Yeah, Santa Ma's going to bring the infield in right here, try to cut this run down.
Yep.
They can get a hot shot on the infield.
So double play is no longer an option. 3-0. Now first base is open.
Yeah, absolutely. If I'm Villeneuve, I'm not giving in right here.
Now
the winning run's on third base. It doesn't even matter if you give up another base runner right here.
Right.
At least you'll set up yourself for a double play again. Ooh.
Swinging away at 3-0. You don't usually see that from Dutchtown. I don't think Coach Shake likes that very often.
Well, he had 3 doubles last week in that game that we did against Prairieville.
Well,
he had 2 for sure.
Yeah.
I think he had that third one. 3 RBI, double in the 7th.
Maybe he'll be forgiven. Oh, is that going to stay in play?
Nope.
I don't think so. Nope, hits the top of the third base dugout. Count is full. So now Villeneuve fighting all the way back. Can he get a third strike right here and keep this game tied for the moment? 1 run is in so far for the Griffins. It's 1-1. There's a bouncer, foul.
Good little battle now.
Yep. So Villeneuve is getting to the end of his rope. Probably would not see the 6th inning.
Yeah, started this inning with 58 pitches, right?
Yeah,
probably
he's
15 plus.
Yeah, he's got a couple of walks, so that'll tally it up very quickly. Ball 4. That's the third walk.
Ooh, good pitch to take right there. That's a close one. That's a great pitch by Villeneuve.
And
you got to be thinking. I got a base open. Let me try to see if I can get him to swing at something just off the zone, but just a little bit better take by LeBlanc there.
And that's going to end Villeneuve's day. And so he gave up 3 walks in that 5th inning, and we talked about the walks, but those are the only walks he gave up. He was cruising along. He's given up some base runners through 4+, and then you had the walks that did him in that 5th inning, as you had the walk to Pickett, then you had the walk to Shea, then Freeman reached on the bunt hit. McCoy flew out to short, left, and nobody advanced. And then you had the wild pitch. And that gave up the run, and LeBlanc took first.
I mean, overall, really strong outing by Villeneuve. Bravada's got to be happy of what he gave and pitched deep into the 5th inning.
Yep.
Probably just ran out of a little juice there.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're facing the team. You're back to the 3rd time around. They've seen your pitches a few times. They're a little bit more apt to take some of those pitches that they may have swung out first couple at bats.
Yep.
They just work you a little bit harder. But overall, really good job by Carl Villeneuve. I mean, as a starting pitcher, your job is to give your chance, pitch deep into the game and give your chance. When you leave, your team a chance to win the game. You leave, and it's tied 1-1. So.
And you're a double play from getting out of this inning and going to the 6th.
Yep.
And that's going to be the job of number 1, Jace Reddix. Now, he's kind of a utility guy, I guess. He started twice. He's got a couple of saves. So he's a guy that can start when you need him to. He's a guy that can go in and close a game. So he can come in at any spot. And he's got the job right now of keeping this game tied here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, primarily a reliever. You see he's got 8 games pitched on the season so far. That's the leader on the team, but he has a couple starts. He has some saves, so he could start, finish, come in these situations right here, maybe try to pick up a W for the Gators, maybe pick up a hold. But, I mean, this is quite the situation to be in. It's a little bit. I guess the only worse situation you could be in if it was no outs.
Yep.
Right?
You have to have an iron constitution to be put in these situations, right?
Yeah.
And so what you're looking for here, of course, would be a strikeout. A ground ball could potentially come to the plate or wind up going for 2. You don't want to give up that fly ball. And you definitely don't want to give up a hit.
Well, what you want to be careful of here too, if you come in and pitch in this game, you don't want to get out of your normal attack mode or whatever. I mean, you don't want to come in and be like, I have to strike these guys out.
Yep.
I cannot let somebody score from third base. When you do that, then you kind of get out of your rhythm, and you're going to throw balls, and you're going to be 2-0, be behind the hitter now. You kind of come in with a mindset, okay, if I give up 1 run, that's okay. Yeah, it will be the go-ahead run, but I mean, if you try to go about it another way, then it could snowball and you could give up a crooked number.
And there's a strike, late call.
Yeah. So right now his job is just to try to get an out. If a run scores on this out, I mean, yeah, could you have done better? But realistically, that's really not the way you want to come in trying to attack this situation.
It's 2-1. So now count 2-2. So Rutson in good shape. Coming back with 2 strikes after the 2-0 count. 1 out. If Dutchtown can get this run home from third, they will take the lead. And there's a bouncer. There's a play at the plate. They go to the plate, and that's it. So you get the second out. So that's what you wanted, the ground ball, 5-2. And everybody advances. And Rutson reaches on the fielder's choice.
See, and that's a great job right there. You're pitching to contact, right?
Yep.
If you're trying to strike everybody out, you're going to find yourself way behind in the count trying to do too much. You pitch to contact, you get the result you want.
And now Reddix gets that first out. But it's the second out of the inning as the
now
ball's in the dirt.
You cannot exhale right now if you're Reddix either.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be like, oh, okay, now I got 2 outs. Now I can just let them hit it, right? You still got to stay in attack mode right here.
Now, Kason Johnson's at the plate. He's the pitcher of record right now if Dutchtown can get the lead. And he bounces it. So he's not only playing for the RBI, he's possibly playing for a win right here.
Yeah, he's trying to get himself a W right here.
Because you may not see him in the 6th inning.
Right. I'd be surprised if we see him, actually.
Yeah, I would agree with that. 1-1, 2 outs. 1 run is in. We're tied. And there's a bouncer up the middle, slow to the short, and he bobbles it, and Dutchtown takes the lead on the error by Landon Blanchard. And so you get the unearned run, and Freeman comes home, and Dutchtown gets their second run across, and everybody advances. And so now you get the courtesy runner coming in to run for Johnson. That's Riley.
Unfortunate right there for
the
Gators. I mean, Reddix made his pitch right there. You think he's out of it. You saw him try to barehand it. You know, he's trying to get that ball.
It was close.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's a ball. It's a do-or-die situation, right? You have to charge that ball. It's going to be a bang-bang play. Landon just couldn't make the transition.
Yeah, if he would have made the transition, I think that he would have gotten the out.
I agree.
So an unearned run gives Dutchtown the lead on a strike right there to Henson. Henson, fielder's choice, flew out to center. So you have 2 runs, and there's the third on a hit by pitcher. And so now LeBlanc will come home, and 3 runs are in. Rutson moves to third, Riley moves to second, and then the 9th batter this inning now coming to the plate, Caleb Wall. The only hit this inning, Mike, was the bunt single.
Boy, you're right, huh?
Absolutely.
And that was a good one, too. By the way, that ball
it was a great bunt.
Perfect.
I don't think it would have mattered if the third baseman was playing in or not.
Yeah, I mean, just the walks, the free passes. A little error.
I think the only
kind of shooting yourself in the foot, right?
The only ball that was hit out of the infield was that pop to short left that Miet was able to get.
Yep.
Counts 2 balls and no strikes to Wall. I think he went around right
yes,
there.
He did. He was looking fastball. He got it. No matter where it was, he was swinging at that thing.
Counts 2-1. 2 outs, bases loaded. 3 runs are in. And there's a base hit, and that's going to score multiple runs. And it gets not quite to the wall, and so it's a stand-up double for Caleb Wall, and it's a 5-run inning for Dutchtown. They now lead 5-1. And that's the best hit ball of this entire inning.
Yeah, big hit right there by Wall. Got that ball up in the zone, turned it down that left field line. Really good job by Miet right there. I thought that ball was going to get to the wall and picked up that third RBI, but good job by Miet cutting that ball off.
And that's going to do it for Reddix. Reddix was so close to getting out of that inning in the unearned run with the error.
Yep.
And that's they were that close to getting to the 6-1-1, and now it's 5-1, and just one mistake.
But that's how things can snowball. That's what I talk about. You don't, when you come into that bases loaded situation, you just have to have the mindset. Do exactly what he did. I mean, he made the pitches to get himself out of there, right? But then, one of the plays weren't made. But you can't abandon that mindset. You still have to keep that mindset. You can't get upset or whatever, and you can't find yourself trying to, oh my gosh, if I need to get an out, I have to strike everybody out. You can't get into that, that thought process.
So you have 5 runs on 2 hits. That's not not what you usually see. Oftentimes it's 5 runs on 5 hits or 6 hits. This is 5 runs on 2 hits. One was a bunt single, and then you just saw the last pitch, a solid double by Caleb Wall for 2 RBIs. He's got the only 2 RBIs of the game for the Griffins, I believe. And so that does it for Reddix. And now Colin Duplessis, number 17, is going to check in for the Gators.
Yeah, you do get RBIs when you walk a runner in, or if you get hit by a pitch.
You hit by a pitch. So Henson did get the RBI as well. You're right.
Colin Duplessis, he's coming in. This will be his 5th game pitch. He comes in with a 5 ERA. He's got 14 innings pitched. He's got 15 strikeouts and 7 walks. That's good. Typically, you want to have a little bit better than the 2-to-1 ratio there. Just a junior.
So his job is to not make it 7-1. And Cooper Pickett, a base hit could do that right here. So he needs to get that 3rd out, as Pickett is going to come to the plate for the 2nd time this inning. So Dutchtown has batted around. They have 5 runs across. They get 2 runners on base and 2 outs. And so Caleb Wall is on second. He had the big 2 RBI double. Henson is at third. He was hit by a pitch and drove in a run on that hit batsman. So now Pickett, he walked the first time up this inning, and he scored, and he takes a strike. So he's reached base twice, walked, and hit by pitch. (5-1) Dutchtown, breaking ball. Ooh. Beauty.
Good bender right there.
That's the nicest pitch I've seen today.
Pickett kind of bailing on that. That was that front door breaking ball, too.
From the righty. 0-2. Swing and a miss, and he got him in 3 pitches. So that is the 3rd out for Duplessis, and so 5 runs score on 2 hits. You have 1 error and 2 left, and so after 5, it's 5-1. Dutchtown leads Santa Ma. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Get to know SEC Heating and Cooling this year. Locally owned and operated by Stephen Conyer since 2013, SEC Heating and Cooling works with residential and commercial customers in Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Livingston, and surrounding parishes. SEC specializes in preventive maintenance, repair, and complete changeout and installation of energy-efficient central air systems. From professional sales and expert installation of central AC systems to repairs and ductless AC systems, we can handle all your needs. For total peace of mind, call SEC today.
Here we are, Cypress Roofing, a woman-owned roofing company specializing in insurance claims.
With the hurricane season right around the corner,
give us a call.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week. And if you went away for a moment, things have changed. It's gone from 1-0 Santa Maria to 5-1 Dutchtown, as you got 5 runs on 2 hits and some unearned runs in that bottom of the 5th inning. And now we've seen the end of Kason Johnson, at least on the mound, and now we have a new pitcher coming in, and that's going to be number 23, Tucker Swear, who's going to face 7, 8, 9, Cooper Babin, Andon Miet, and Braxton Tompley.
Yeah, we saw Tucker last week come in against Prairieville and just slammed the door shut. Came in and did an excellent job. Pitched 2, 3 maybe innings towards the end there. Kept that game at bay until Dutchtown broke it up into the 7th inning. But he comes in, this will be his 4th game pitch. He's got 10 innings, got a 1.97 earned run average. He's got 2 wins and no losses. He's got 4 strikeouts and 6 walks, which must have came in the game we didn't see because I don't remember him. I think maybe he had 1 walk in that game.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he pitched very well in that game against Prairieville.
He's got a 2-1 count to Babin. He fouls it away. 2-2. So Johnson, we'll see if he stays in the lineup to hit. Also in that, well, before we see that, there's the strikeout right there. That's a beauty. And so the first caught looking on either side today for the first out. That's a beautiful pitch right there. Frozen.
Yeah, it looks like Kason Johnson moved to first base.
Okay.
That's him out there playing.
Right. You did have the situation where Kobe Mitchell was pinch hit for by Jake Shea. So we'll figure this out as we go. Ball 1 to Miet. Two and 0. And that's popped up. And third baseman gives it up to the shortstop, McCoy. As that ball was headed foul, and then it just hooked fair at the last moment.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do. You see the third baseman, he's going towards the fence there. He's going to be, just in foul territory. That ball always has a tendency to come back, right? And then you have the trailer as the shortstop, McCoy, comes over and makes the play.
So Dutchtown's now 4 outs away from getting a win here. 2 outs here in the 6th.
Is that Jake Shea? Did he replace Kobe at
I couldn't tell because it's hard to see with the purple on black. It's tough to see the numbers. So Mitchell stayed in the game at third? Okay, so Mitchell is going to stay in the game at third. Counts 3-0. There's a strike. 3-1. And that's fouled away. And so Tucker Swear coming in. He's 1 pitch away from getting a 1-2-3 inning, which we haven't seen.
Yeah, he's been behind every hitter, and he's come back right back and battled himself in 2-0, 2-1, 3-1. Battled himself back into it.
And Wall's going to make the play in center field, and they get out of the inning as a fly out to center ends the inning. 1-2-3, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. So 5.5 innings, and the score Dutchtown 5, Santa Maria 1. And baseball, we love spring, and spring sports are my favorite. And we're going to have more baseball coming up with Mike and myself and Jimmy Frederick.
Yep, so we looked last inning at the upcoming, all the games on Rev Sports. These are going to be just the baseball games on March 25th at 6 p.m. We will be at Prairieville where they host East Ascension. Then Saturday, April 5th, we will be at East Ascension, and they'll host Dutchtown. And then on April 8th at 6:30 p.m., notice the time change. Typically we are at 6 p.m. Prairieville High School will travel to Santa Maria.
So it's a little bit later, but we'll make do with that. As we have one thing we haven't talked about with this district, Prairieville, Santa Maria, and East Ascension are all in that bubble area because 24 teams are going to be taken. So, like, the first 8 get buys. So those 3 teams are kind of in that area, kind of that no man's land area.
Yeah.
Dutchtown's firmly in right now at 13. So they're comfortable at the moment. And then it's really the 3 teams in Livingston that are kind of eating up the rankings right now. Live Oak number 1 in the state, 15-4. Denham Springs number 7, 18-4, and Walker 14-6. But they're 11th in the power ratings. So Walker and Dutchtown are pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, a stout district, like always, right? I mean,
Exactly.
It's always, nothing but power points all over this district. But it will be, it's paramount for Prairieville, East Ascension, and Santa Maria to try to pick up some wins toward the latter half of this district play.
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 of those teams can make the postseason unless they start getting some wins against some of the Livingston Parish teams. As Duplessis is back in, and he's going to face 9, 1, and 2. And so I think this is Mitchell back in to hit. Yes, that is Mitchell, number 5, and he plays 5, third base. So he's back in. Shea walked, and he was thrown out at the plate on a fielder's choice. So Mitchell getting his second official at bat. He's ahead 3-0. So it's Mitchell, Freeman, McCoy, 9-1-2 to face Colin Duplessis, the third pitcher for the Gators. All 4 pitches. So Santa Maria didn't walk anybody through the first 4, and now this is walk number 4 in the last inning plus. And that's one of the things that's made the big difference.
Yeah, always free passes. They talk about leadoff walks and 2-out walks will kill you, man. What about that 1-out walk? That one can come back to haunt you too.
Now, Mitchell doesn't have much of a lead. Freeman showing bunt, takes the ball. He got the bunt hit in the 6th inning and scored the go-ahead run. He also singled to center and flew out to center. So he's 2 for 3. Pulls back.
Plus is having tough. That's 6 straight balls right there.
Yep.
Like he might be trying to overthrow just a little bit.
Nobody's warming up.
Nice job by Moody right here. That's a veteran move. Coming from first base.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to calm him down. Just, hey, man, look, don't try to do too much. Stay within yourself.
Yep.
You threw 3 straight strikes to get us out of the inning the time before. Just stay there. Repeat the way that felt.
Right. 5-1 is a tough hole to get out of when you only have 3 more outs to go. But you know what's worse? 6-1, 7-1.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just as fast as Dutchtown put that crooked number up, Santa Maria can do the exact same.
And the runner, he kind of takes a couple of steps to second, then steps back. So Mitchell not going right there.
Little bluff.
Yep. So Mitchell on the season has 3 bags. And so that's ball 8.
8 straight.
And so now the control has become an issue. And so far, you got 5 runs on 5 hits. Now, the inning where they got 5, they only had 2 hits. So the issue hasn't been the base hits, it's been the walks in the last couple of innings plus the hit batters. Because I believe you've hit 4 batters. Definitely 3. It's 3. So you have 3 hit batters and 4, and now 5 walks. That's where the base runners are coming. Now nobody on, or now nobody out and 2 on, and McCoy at the plate, and he shows bunt. And when you're up by 4, and you got a guy like McCoy up, you might see why they may show a bunt right there.
Well, and I like that pitch selection right there too. I mean, he's thrown 8 straight fastballs for balls.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get his mind off of that. Let's try, throw a first pitch breaking ball. Even if it's not a strike, it might have kind of erased what those fastballs felt like. There you go. Get you right back in the zone.
And there's a strike. Good job.
Good pitch call.
So McCoy might be bunting here, and when you're up by 4, the situation is different when you got 2 on and nobody out. Every run is a key. Just increases your chance of winning. Wasn't showing bunt right there. Takes a ball low and inside. 2-1. Mitchell walked. He's on second. Freeman walked. He's at first. McCoy at the plate. And there's a fly ball. And Humphrey coming in. It can't get to it. And so all the runners will advance 1 base because they all had to hold up. Because you weren't sure if that was going to fall or not, and it did. So that's a hit for McCoy.
Yeah, it's a hit all day. That's really good base running by Freeman right there, because sometimes when you're going to first base, I mean, I know it's in front of you and you can read it, pretty well. You're supposed to be able to read it really well. Sometimes you get yourself, do I just go halfway? Do I go a little more? Do I not go halfway? He went to the perfect position right there. Could have easily been thrown out by Connor Darr right there if he's not far enough down that line.
Yeah, that was not a cakewalk to get to third. That throw was a step or two late.
Going to second right there.
Yeah, and you had that situation. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
No, that's what I meant. But they did throw to third. I see your point.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. 2-0. Yeah, the bases are loaded. McCoy got his second hit right there. He's 2 for 4 on the day. This is LeBlanc. He walked and scored. He might be able to drive in a run here if he gets another ball. Five to 1. Dutchtown with a 5 spot in the 5th. Steve, right? Santa Maria scored in the first, and they had that 1-0 lead until the bottom of the 5th. And that's where we stand right now, 5 to 1. And that's popped up. And second baseman Tomplay's making the call and makes the catch. Would have been infield fly anyway, right?
Big out right there for Duplessis.
And so, 1 out.
Now you're 1 pitch away from getting out of this thing.
Yep. And now Oakley Rutson comes to the plate. He had the fielder's choice to third, where Guidry threw to the plate to Tomplay to get Shea out at home. And then he flew to left and he flew to center. Or excuse me, he had first unassisted and ground out to short. That was Rutson. So 0 for 3. Takes a ball, 1-1. Bases loaded. Got the first big out right there on the pop-up to Tomplay. Good pitch. 1-2.
I think Mayo agreed.
Yeah, that is Mayo. Excuse me. Yeah, Mayo is at the plate. Good call right there. Good observation. I was saying that was Rutson. So Mayo comes in to hit. And there's one reason why Mayo will come in to hit. Speed.
Put that ball in play and try to beat something out for sure.
You're not going to double him up probably. So 2-2, 1 out. And he strikes him out.
Yep, expanded the zone. That's pitched just a little bit too tall. Up out of the zone. Good job by Duplessis right there. Picking up that second out.
All right, Kason Johnson to the plate. He's the pitcher of record right now.
Oh, behind him.
How did he miss him there? That's the second time where the ball just completely went through a hitter. Let's look at the replay.
Ooh.
He arched his back in to avoid that. I don't know if I would have done that right there. I would have taken the base, and that's a strike.
You throw the breaking ball, back up breaking ball behind him, and then you paint a fastball on the inside corner. That's not fair.
It's really a good pitch right there. 1-1. Duplessis trying to get out of this inning without giving up a run, and he gets the line drive for the out.
What a job right there.
Good reflexes.
Colin Duplessis.
So you got the bases loaded, then he got 3 outs. And no runs on, one hit, no runs on that. And you had 1 hit by McCoy, no errors, and 3 left on base. And so we go to the top of the 7th, and it's 5-1, and it's Dutchtown in the lead, as you see Coach Brandon Bravada right there, headed to his third base coach side as Dutchtown and Santamah. And you know that when Dutchtown and Santamah play, and you know this is not the big rivalry, of course. Santamah and EA is the big rivalry, but lately in baseball, this has been like the game of the year in Ascension Parish, at least in terms of like competitiveness and like the best teams in the parish.
Yeah, I mean it's been a battle for probably the last decade, I'd say.
Yeah,
but and it's usually typically we'll see it more towards the end of district play, right? It's where it's like it means something. You know, this is for district championship. We're trying to pick up these last couple extra power points to move up to maybe even get a bye in you know in the playoffs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but. A little bit earlier, I mean, it is very rare that you see Santamah playing their first district game against Dutchtown, right?
Yeah, and
I could be wrong. I mean, I just remember a few years back, I know it came down to this game towards the end of district play.
Yeah, well, what's happened is as you see Tomplay coming to the plate, and there's a bouncer, and Sweer gets it and runs to first. That's some hustle right there.
What a play right there. Did you see the bounce on that ball? That was like one of those super balls.
It felt like it, yeah.
Great job by Sweer.
Look at that. And makes the play 1-3 for the first out. The point I was trying to make was what they're doing right now in all the sports is you're playing the same schedule.
Actually, that was 1U.
Oh, yeah, it was
that
U.
Ball
yeah,
all the way to the,
no, it was 1U. Yeah, okay. But you play the same schedule that you played in football, baseball, basketball. That's what they're doing this year in this 5-5A.
Okay.
And so I remember that Prairieville's first district game was against Dutchtown, and, of course, that happened.
Right.
And Santamah had the first bye during the football season. They played another non-district game that week. And so at the end of the season, I remember because we did a Prairieville non-district game week 10, and that was their homecoming game. Mm-hmm. And so Prairieville is going to play all the way through, and then they're going to have their bye. Next week is the bye for Dutchtown. So it's been mirroring the football season.
Yeah.
And so what's going to be even more weird is that the Santamah EA series is going to be in the middle of the season.
Wow.
It's like the third or fourth game or third or fourth series. So everything, when Prairieville joined the district, everything got messed up.
I was about to say, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's very confusing to the people who
I know,
kind of used to what's been going on for the last few years.
So Prairieville came in and they had to have the odd number of teams, and then you had all kind of things that had to be accommodated and everything like that. And so the schedule's still a little bit jacked up, I think. But they may work that out the next go-round as Blanchard gets to walk. Now, Dutchtown, though, they finished the year with Live Oak, and that's going to be a big one.
That'll be huge.
As there's a runner to first, and they are going to double him up for the third out, and Dutchtown wins the game on the line out to Kobe Mitchell. So you get the line out to 5, the third baseman, and then 5-3 for the final out. And this game is over. Our final score is Dutchtown 5, Santa Ma 1. And we'll take a break and come back and wrap things up. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program. Advantage Physical Therapy, Tata Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Hollis Orthodontics.
It all began in 1935, a new era in telecommunications, right here in Southeast Louisiana, born from the ambitions of several local families, with a clear vision and outlook focused on the future, connecting people across 10 parishes, one household at a time. Powering an internet superhighway from the bayou to the river, built to deliver the speed and reliability every customer needs. We are REV, 90 years of building connections.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program. Cypress Roofing, SEC Heating and Cooling, Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Raising Cane's in Prairieville.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week. Our final score, Dutchtown 5, Santa Ma 1, as Santa Ma scored in the first, and they looked like they were in control until the 5th inning, and then you had too many walks, and you had a couple of unearned runs, and Dutchtown puts up, like you like to say, the crooked number, and that did end the Gators.
Yep, you have to avoid the crooked numbers. I mean, actually, 2 pretty well-pitched games. I mean, if you think about it, 1 total inning was scored upon. Santa Ma scored in 1 half, and then, later down the road in the 5th inning, or was it the 6th, they put up, the 5th inning there. The Dutchtown puts up the 5 spot.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of zeros on that board if you're looking out at the scoreboard right now. Like you said, I mean, Bildner pitched awesome all the way until, he got into that little bit of trouble. Santa Ma probably could have been out of that inning tied 1-1, but a couple little mishaps here and there, and it snowballed, and Dutchtown ended up putting up a 5 spot. That's a little too tough to overcome that late in the game.
And so Dutchtown is going to improve to 16-8, 3-0 in district, so they will remain tied for the district lead after today. Santa Ma is going to drop to 13-9 and 0-1 in district play. And so when you are looking at the schedule coming up for the Rev Game of the Week, I want to remind you that next week we will be at Prairieville for East Ascension at Prairieville, and that's going to be a big game in terms of kind of the positioning for potential postseason bursts.
Exactly. You see it there again. We'll be there next Tuesday. That game will be at 6 o'clock. And then Saturday will be the softball game at Lady Park. But like you said, that game, EA versus Prairieville, I don't think either one of those have any district wins tonight. I'm not sure how Prairieville fared. I know it was they were down 3-2 maybe midway through that game. So it may be, the chance for one of these two teams to get their first district win.
And that'll be fun, and we'll be there next week. We'd like to remind everyone that you can watch our games live streamed on the Rev Sports 1 YouTube channel each week, as well as the replays on TV on Rev Channel 4. Thanks for watching tonight, and a reminder to join us next Tuesday at 6 from Hurricane Park in Prairieville as the Canes will host East Ascension in a District 5-5A baseball game. For Mike Moeller, I'm Jeff Porsche. You've been watching the Rev Game of the Week.